What was once the most popular drug in the world is now being taken off the shelf.
We get recalls probably once every couple of months.
But nothing like this, surely?
Not for this level. All brands, all strengths. It seems to be a very unusual recall.
Zantac, also known as ranitidine, is a staple for millions of people who suffer from heartburn. But regulators are concerned it may be contaminated with an agent that is linked to cancer.
We're concerned about it because it has actually been found in animals at least to be a cause of cancer, and so it has been classified by the World Health Organization as a probable cancer-causing agent in humans.
It's distressing news for those who have been taking the drug or giving it to their children.
Well, it's pretty scary and you get quite angry about it that a fault like this could happen. You know, it's not just a little slip-up.
Doctors prescribed Zantac for Jade Wood's 2 children to treat their severe gastric reflux. The Sydney mother is now asking, along with millions of others around the world, how did it come to this? The problem is, no one really knows.
This investigation really is live at the moment. So in many ways this is a signal that needs further investigation, and right now there's a lot of regulators and a lot of companies trying to get to the bottom of what can we do about it.
Concerns about ranitidine were first raised by a private US pharmaceutical testing company 4 months ago, when it found unusually high levels of the carcinogen NDMA.
It is a potential and known breakdown product of some pharmaceuticals, but also found in our diets through different cooking processes, particularly cured meats, smoked meats, and also in cigarette smoke.
There was no immediate response. Ranitidine has been on the market for more than 30 years with no reported problems, and there was a dispute about the testing methods. But when the findings were confirmed by a European regulator in August, it set off a ripple effect around the world.
The nation's 3 largest pharmacy chains stopped selling the heartburn drug.
The ministry has banned production and sale of 269 of the drugs.
Canada has asked drug makers to halt distribution. Ireland and Hong Kong have pulled products.
We're going to have a bottle? Are we going to have a bottle?
Jade Wood was concerned when she first heard the international reports, but was prepared to keep her children on a medication they desperately needed.
I could tell you from an example happened yesterday. My husband forgot to give it to her in the afternoon and she wouldn't stop screaming and wouldn't go to sleep. And then he gave it to her and instantly she was asleep and not screaming.
The Australian recall has now created a terrible dilemma, as untreated reflux can also cause cancer.
I would love to know that our batch that we've got is not contaminated. I'd love to hear that ASAP, so I wouldn't have to stop it.
Jade Wood may be in luck. 7:30 can reveal a quarter of ranitidine batches recently tested by the Australian regulator were given the all clear. Although that means 75% of the drugs tested had an unacceptable level of the carcinogen, regulators still rate the risk to consumers as low.
If someone was to take a ranitidine tablet for their entire life for 70 years every day, then the risk of cancer might go up by about 1 in 100,000. So I think you can get from those figures that this is a very small risk, and certainly short-term use of ranitidine is very unlikely to cause a problem.
It does seem to be a relatively small risk.
But it's pretty surprising, isn't it?
It is. I think it seems like a quality control sort of issue, you know. It's surprising it hasn't been picked up before.
Retired GP Trevor Robertson has been taking Zantac regularly for nearly 2 years, and he's prescribed the drug for former patients who have taken the medication for even longer. Whenever you see the word cancer, it's going to frighten a lot of people, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a bit of a red flag, isn't it? Just makes people really concerned. You know, I can understand that.
It's unclear how the contamination occurred. It may be a manufacturing error, but some experts believe the problem may be inherent in how the drug breaks down.
It's not one manufacturer. So this doesn't appear to be a manufacturing issue, particularly because globally we set a very high standard.
Well, it's certainly possible. We have found a range of manufacturers in different countries, 5 altogether, and that's spread across a number of suppliers. So yes, it could be a generic issue with the actual manufacturer, or it could indeed be something to do with the drug itself.
Pharmacists are reporting there are some concerned customers, but no panic.
A lot of people who are taking Zantac were a little bit worried. Justifiably, there is a low-risk carcinogen in the product, but at this stage we haven't had anyone who's couldn't go into another treatment. They've had the ability to talk to their doctor or their pharmacist and get an alternative for their treatment.
That's something Jade Wood is now looking at after being told by her doctor to stop giving her children Zantac.
I'm petrified to take them off it because my son has just started eating in the last 6 weeks after 2 years of being tube fed, and with her she won't sleep, she just screams, she won't take a bottle, so for them to go off it's really scary.
The good news is that there are some very effective and known to be safe alternatives that are available, so that's always the advice.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.